Lions fans, we got to take a minute and just thank Will Ford Sr. just for hanging out with us little people, just taking time out of his day to make us all feel important in his life. We're just truly blessed. He's got a new setup he's working on. It looks like I'm about to interview him for a job. So, Will, tell me why I should hire you for the Detroit Den 313 position.
Listen, because we talked about off air who your other options were. So
that's,
that,
that's right. Hey,
that's not a solid reason, and I don't know what is.
You're first in a 2-horse race.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
We're gonna do a little changing of the chairs today. Yesterday, I dove into the offense. We went piece by piece up and down the depth chart, talked about each player real quick. Will, you're a defensive guy. You're a defensive coach. I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy the front row to the seat or to the show here tonight, and we'll go through the Detroit Lions defense. I'm trying to bring up the depth chart real quick for Will. Where do you want to start? Will, do you want to start with you want to start up front with the Hogs?
Doesn't make me any difference, man. I love all of them.
We'll see about that. We'll see if you do love all of them here in a minute. All right, I think the biggest name we got to start with is number 97. Well, how do you feel about Hutch?
97, man. You said something yesterday about Jahmyr Gibbs. You said he was perfect, and that word's floating around my mind when we start talking about 97. When we start talking about him, 360 degrees. He's a guy. Zero issues. You don't hear his names popping up about he was doing something to bring negative attention to the team. He is literally the guy that you want as the face of your franchise on the field and off the field. So let's start there. Things I love about Aiden Hutcherson, who he is off of the field, the fact that he's a Michigan man, hometown hero, the way that he hustles on the field, the way that he goes about being a professional. I could go on and on and on forever about Aiden Hutcherson. Now, if I got to find one negative, it's something that we've talked about before, something that I've been hesitant to put out into the world because I know it can be misconstrued, but he almost is wild at times with this hustle. And what I mean by that, he's flailing his body all over the place. His relentless pursuit of the ball carrier or the quarterback sometimes seems out of control. That's it. That's the only thing that I could find. And that's me being nitpicky. That's the only thing that I could find that I would like to see him improve upon. I would like to see him under control all the time. I think being a little bit out of control may have contributed to the injury a little bit because his leg was whipping around, whipped against Salim McNeil's leg, but just him being under control and knowing when to press the gas and when to taper off a little bit because he's not going to be in on the play. So that's it, man. 9-7. I'm so thankful that he is on the Detroit Lions, and I'm looking for him to pick up where he left off, and let's go get 20 sacks this season.
Well, I'm glad you said gas, and I only have one clip loaded, and this is something that I happened to see yesterday. Is it on the screen?
Yep.
Okay. This is Aiden Hutcherson at a workout yesterday, or he posted yesterday.
Well, there it is.
Hey. He's floating.
Through your chain.
Seriously, that was a 149.
149, Will. That's the part I wanted to get into this clip. A 149 10-yard split. Now, at the combine, he was a 151, I believe. So is it crazy to think that he might have got a little faster from this injury? Does that bionic leg give him like some type of superpower?
Hey, man, if you've ever seen the movie Rookie, it was his arm. Maybe it's Aiden's leg. You know what I mean? Yeah, he looks good, man. He looks good. I got zero worries coming with him responding back from that injury coming into the season, man. I don't think that we're going to see him having to get his feet under him, so to speak. I know a lot of times that's been tossed around. Hey, maybe Aiden isn't quite ready at the beginning of the season to be the old Aiden Hutcherson. Maybe it takes him, 3-4 weeks to get back to his old self. I think that he's going to be ready to go week 1, play 1, and he's going to set the league on fire and just be just an absolute terror for quarterbacks every week going up into February.
Put them in bubble wrap this summer. That's all I'm going to say. Will, I'm with you 100%. Moving on, we're going to play the game that our whole entire defense is fully healthy. We should have gave that disclosure at the beginning of the show. But who you putting next to Hutch at the defensive tackle position?
To start off the season, I think it's got to be DJ Reader, man. DJ Reader will be next to Hutch. He'll be absorbing double teams and making people work to figure out creative ways to keep Aiden Hutcherson up off of him, man. So DJ Reader, Steve, he's a guy that I'm looking to be a plug, be healthy the whole season, and maybe go out and get some chicken wings with us, man. Because I see him posting after the games. Hey, where's the best chicken wing spots in Detroit, man? Maybe we go out to Sweetwater or something, man. We go out and get some wings together. Me, you, and DJ Reader, man. But yeah, the only thing that I can see with him getting better is it seems like over the course of his career, he's had solid season, a little bit banged up, solid season, a little bit banged up. Stay healthy. Keep teaching these younger guys how to be a pro's pro. And he's the type of guy, man. You get him in a Super Bowl, he likes to get sacks, man. So maybe a little bit more pass rush offered, but that's not really what his claim of fame is, man. But he's more athletic than I think people believe. So just maybe a little bit more pass rush would make me healthy. Maybe he got a little bit more athletic this offseason and he can offer a little bit more because I tell you what, that young dog that I know we haven't mentioned him, but Talik is gonna be dibbling in both.
He's going to be nipping at those heels. Yeah, I don't think we got a full look at DJ Reader last year. The whole offseason was talking about how he was going to help Hutch out and take some pressure off him. Never really got to get a full look at that. So I'm excited for that going into his second year with the Lions. Who you going with next to DJ Reader? I assume I know, but I never like to assume, William.
I'm going to go with a high school running back next to him. I'm going to go with a high school running back. If you haven't got the opportunity, go on Twitter, type in Lee McNeil high school footage, and you'll see him being a pretty freaking athletic running back, giving me glimpse of a Detroit guy, Jerome Bettis. He looked nasty in high school. He looked freaking athletic. Yeah, it's going to be Lee McNeil. When Lee McNeil gets healthy, I think that we're going to set ourselves up for just a nasty combination of dudes. When you start talking about mixing in those three guys, Aleem McNeil, DJ Reader, and Talik Williams, Steve. And it's going to be an NFL veteran, Talik Williams. And I say that because of this. Talik Williams is going to get into that rotation immediately because Aleem McNeil is down. We're probably not going to see Aleem until November. October, if it's just every star aligns. But I'm expecting November. Man, at that point, Talik Williams has a freaking NFL season under his belt almost. You know what I'm saying? So that rotation of three guys, and I'm not even going to get into the other guys. Hassanin is another one, man. He could be dipping and dab. I think he could be one of those hybrid players that maybe he sneaks into a little bit of DT. Maybe he sneaks out to the edge. So, man, I think it's going to be Aleem McNeil, and I think it's going to be Aleem McNeil offering pass rush and offering a plug, man. He's not just a nose. He's a guy that's not like DJ Reader. He's a freaking athlete. He's going to be rushing the passer. He's going to be stopping the run. What do I need out of Aleem McNeil this season that I didn't get last season? Is him healthy, durability. And that may be a theme going in through this thing, but durability is the only thing that I'm looking for, and maybe putting another brick on his pass rush.
So are you saying we might be seeing like an Lee McNeil running back situation, like call it the bus formation, and we just put him in there at the goal line, a little McNeil tush push? What are we going to be seeing? Well, possibly, I don't know. I'm with you. I think when he got hurt in that Buffalo game, that's kind of what just took the wind out of my sails for the season. I was just like, man, we just drove our team off of a bus and just put them all on the injured reserve, and he was just kind of him and DJ Reader were like the last two standing, really. And he went out. It was just kind of like, I don't want to say it was the nail in the coffin, but it took a little something out of me, Will. So I'm excited to see him get back. Hopefully it's sooner rather than later. I don't want to wait till November, but we'll play the safe road. If Tyleik Williams is playing good football, he can take his sweet time getting healthy.
Facts, dig it.
Who's your opposite defensive end? Probably the most criticized position in all of Detroit sports the last 2 or 3 years. Who are you putting on that other end?
Listen, I gotta go with Levi Onwuzurike, man. No, I'm just joking. Hey, how you? I had to get Levi into the show. Opposite of Aiden Hutcherson.
He ain't gonna be getting in the game, so he's got to get in the show.
He's gonna be getting well, you watch and see. But Marcus Davenport, man, it's gonna be Marcus Davenport. Most controversial Detroit Lion right now, I would say. And Marcus Davenport is a man, right? he's one of those guys that I like to watch because the offensive tackle knows that he's about to bull rush him. The fans know that he's about to bull rush. His mom knows that he's going to be doing a bull rush move. And then he just has his way with the tackle anyways. It's crazy to watch sometimes how often he bull rushes and wins. So I'm looking forward to more of that this season, him just being a man amongst boys when he's out there. I said that this was going to be a theme. What do I need more out of him is durability, but I won't scapegoat out of durability or with durability because that's like the elephant in the room. I want to see some more moves with his bull rush. Can we incorporate, I don't know, some rips, some swims, beating you with speed, speed to power? Just I need to see more of an arsenal besides just bull rushing you and winning, even though he can just do that almost as much as he wants. So yeah, more moves added to his games. Let's stay on the field and shock the world. Marcus Davenport, I'm really cheering for you this season.
He's my biggest X factor for the defense. So my opinion on him is very, very important. It's if he stays healthy, we'll have a top 5 defense. I truly believe he could be that pivotal of a piece. He just has to break the mold of not being able to stay healthy during a season. If he can do that, and I know that the odds aren't in my favor, but if he can, William, look out. Thoughts and prayers. Let me ask you this before we move on to the next position. What type of defense are you running? Are you running a 4-3, or you think we're going to be in a 4-2-5 so that we can break this down a little bit?
I think we'll be base 4-3 defense, okay. Man. I don't think because we switched out our D-line coach and Coach Shep, coming and taking over. It's not, people haven't really been sure of what defense we're going to run. I still think we'll be a mix of 4-3, and then we'll be out with the nickel package as well, man. So you'll see a lot of 2 linebacker sets and a lot of 3 linebacker sets out of us. But it'll be, we won't have that 3 front that was talked about this offseason.
Which linebacker you want to start with? Give me one of your starters.
I got to go with Alex Anzalone, man, right out of the gate. Alex Anzalone, I'm expecting to be out there.
Will, he hasn't been at any of the camps. I heard he's wanting to be traded. I don't think he wants to be a Detroit Lion anymore because he hasn't been at these voluntary camps. How can you say he's your starting linebacker?
Yeah, I think he'll be out there, man. Bottom line is this. NFL's a business. It's a business. It's a business both ways. Brad Holmes and the Detroit Lions have to do what they have to do to give their best attempt to put the Detroit Lions in the best situation moving forward in the future. And that's going to be potentially upsetting some players and losing some really good players. And I'm not saying we're going to lose Alex Anzalone, but the potential is there. There's some tough negotiations going on. In the same token, Alex Anzalone has to do what he has to do for his family. He's only got maybe one big contract left on his career. After that, it's going to be 1-year deals. So this might be the last opportunity that Alex Anzalone has to go get a bag. So go get his bag for 2-3 year deal, man. I don't blame him one bit. And going into the last year of his deal, I've heard a couple of people say, listen, you're under contract, you should play. I'm not going to stand on that island with those people, because if he got hurt this season, his money goes from here to way down. So bottom line, I think Alex Anzalone is going to be out there. I expect for him to continue to do what he's been doing, covering tight ends, covering slot receivers, covering running backs, being an absolute game wrecker in the run game, just being a top 5, with top 10 without question. But I think top 5 linebacker, it's just, can we give him that top 5 linebacker money is the true question. But the only thing I want to see Alex Anzalone add on to his game is sometimes, man, I feel like he risks it for the biscuit, man. Just he anticipates what he thinks is going to happen, and sometimes it gets him out of position just a little bit. But we're splitting hairs on that. Bottom line, he's a veteran. He watches a lot of film. When he's predicting what the play is going to be in front of him, most of the time he's right. So Alex Anzalone, man, I'm praying that you're out there. Hopefully the Lions figure out a way to get you a deal. But at the end of the day, Steve, we say it all the time. We got a ton of good football players. We got good football players that could probably start in other places on our bench.
Yeah, I got to have the captain of my defense when the defense is kind of the question mark going into the season. Alex Anzalone, got to have you. Will was trying to give your job away just like a week ago, just like without you even catching a flight to Detroit. He's just handing it to Trevor Nowoski just on a silver platter. But who's your other 2 linebackers? Which one do you want to go with first?
Derek Barnes, man. Derek Barnes, I feel like he was a guy that was trending in an upward direction. A couple people have made this comment when we talk about Derek Barnes, and I've said that I'm high on Derek Barnes now going into the season. They take us back to that Dallas Cowboys games. And full disclosure, when Derek Barnes made that play where he didn't sack Dak Prescott in a Cowboys game, I think I texted you that I hated everything about it.
I wish I still had the thread. It would be screenshotted and shared.
Yeah, it was. I was not saying nice things. It was, to me, that was an unforgivable play almost. But
Unforgivable. Well, hang on, real quick. I don't mean to cut you off. It's your show.
Yeah.
I think Derek Barnes has made the most impactful play in Detroit Lions history when he picked off Baker Mayfield and sent us to the NFC Championship game. So you're not willing to let that Cowboys game go and say, hey, bad play, but you made an iconic play. I got to give him a pass.
Yeah, I am. I am. But that's why I said almost. It was almost an unforgivable play. But in that moment, I was really upset. And I pride myself on not being an emotional person. I barely know what emotions are. I got very emotional in that moment because that play to me was almost, and I don't think that this is what it is, but I'm going to use this frame of reference in my mind. I couldn't wait to get home to rewatch that play because I was like, is Derek Barnes point shaving? How do you miss the sack? This is crazy that he missed the sack. Like it blew my mind. And I probably watched that play, Steve. No joke. I've probably watched it 100 times trying to figure out how he doesn't sack Dak Prescott. But
Derek Barnes, aka Pete Rose, is that what you were calling him?
What is happening right now? But water under the bridge, man. The dude was playing out of his mind. He's playing great football. This is somebody who was having some mental health issues when we went out and we brought in Jack Campbell. He was worried, like, hey, is this guy being drafted to replace me? Do I still have a role with the Detroit Lions? What are we doing here? This dude went to the tool shed, man, started working on his game, razor sharp skills, man, just sharpening those skills, man. And he's come out and he got way better. What did it lead to? Him getting a deal. He's here. I think he's trending in the right direction. I think he's set for a big season. I'm expecting Derek Barnes to be really productive. Now, what do I need to see more of out of Derek Barnes? I need to see him be able to cover people. All right. People have tossed around, maybe because we got Derek Barnes, maybe it's a little bit more of a potential to us maybe letting Anzalone walk. That's not the boat that I sit in. I think Derek Barnes is probably going to play the Sam linebacker position. I don't even look at them as players that are really affecting each other from a positional standpoint. I think all three of these backers will be on the field, but I still need him to put in his bag. This is a dude that runs a 4.5 40. It's not like he doesn't have the speed and agility. Sometimes when I watch the film, he looks like a bit of a liability in the passing game. I need him to get a little bit better with getting into those drops, making open field tackles, being in space. But he's physical, he's fast, he's strong, he's powerful. I think he's going to have a special season with the Detroit Lions this year.
I'm with you. I want to see him stay healthy. I think he ended the NFC, was a 2023. I think he ended that season on a high note, got injured last year, didn't really get to get a good look at him. I'm excited to see him. I think he's another crucial piece to the Lions. I think the only two pieces that are the two positions that are really kind of talked about the most are Sam linebacker and the edge opposite of Aiden Hutcherson, and he falls into that category. But you kind of mentioned Jack Campbell. I'll let you flow into that. How do you think Jack's going to step up? A lot of people think this is going to be a big step up year for Jack Campbell. Do you agree?
Steve, a lot of people are on this kick like Jack Campbell's RAS score, and they act like Jack Campbell has done anything in this league to warrant going into this season like he's about to play out of his mind. I guess, Steve, when I think about Jack Campbell, what I'm expecting is him to play out of his freaking mind.
I was going to say, I don't know where you're going.
Listen, year three. Yeah, year 3 for Jack Campbell, Steve. I need him. I said it his rookie year, his rookie offseason, going into year 2, he trained with Luke Kuechly. And I know that he dabbled a little bit with him his rookie season. He made contact with him. I don't need him to be Luke Kuechly. I've said this before. I just need him to be Luke Kuechly's cousin. All right. Just be his cousin. Like you don't gotta be him. Just be a distant. You don't even gotta be a first cousin. I'm good with second cousin.
Just don't be Jared Davis.
Yeah, buddy. Do not be Gerard Davis. Please, please. But I'm expecting Jack Campbell to process the game substantially faster this season. He transformed his body training out on the farm last season. He looked like a different dude. He looked like a man amongst boys. He went and got hip surgery this offseason. He said, hey, you put 400 miles or 400,000 miles on a truck, you're going to have to get a tune-up every now and then. Hey, I'm expecting him to be ready to go. I'm expecting him to be processing the game at a very fast level. I'm expecting him to be bigger, stronger, and faster. And that C may be something that Alex Anzalone has to share this season. I'm expecting our Mike linebacker to step into the role of being the captain of this defense, step into the reason why Chris Spielman, I know, had something to do with, hey, Brad, we got to get this guy. We got to get this guy. People have said that we drafted him a little bit early. Maybe we reached for him. I think this year is the year that Jack Campbell shows why he was drafted so high, man. But what do I need to see better out of him? One thing, and I've kind of alluded to it, the processing. I watch some of these guys. Fred Warner is one I love watching. The rate at which he processes what's going on in front of him and pulls the trigger and gets after the runner or the quarterback or gets into his drop. I need to see the processing get faster from Jack Campbell. If he adds that to his game, it's going to be scary. He's a phenomenal, powerful, big, strong, physical guy. If he processes the game at lightning speed, he's going to be a problem, Steve.
I'm with you. I think the only thing that's really kind of slowed him down is he's been kind of dabbling with some other positions. I know we tried him at like a defensive end a couple years ago against the Oakland Raiders, and that just didn't work out. So I think once the game slows down, it's game over. Will I think Hutch, all the other guys, Jahmyr Gibbs, we said the same thing. Like once they were able to just slow it down a little bit faster. It's just taking Jack Campbell a little bit more time. If this is it in year 3. Another key to having a top 5 defense is an athletic freak at linebacker. You don't win the Butkus Award at college at Iowa by being a bad linebacker. All right. You come to the NFL, the game's just bigger, it's faster. It might just take him a little bit more time. I think this is where we get into the strength of the Detroit Lions, in my opinion, Will. Who is your cornerback 1?
CB1?
Yeah.
This probably isn't going to be popular, but going into the season, my CB1, it's got to be DJ Reed. It's got to be DJ Reed, the veteran. I got to go with the veteran. Terry and Arnold didn't do what I needed him to do to be CB1 coming into the season. So going into this season, like I said, losing Carlton Davis, I don't think that we took a step back. I think we may have even taken a step forward, putting DJ Reed out there. I feel like his game represents what it is to be a Detroit Lion, a story of getting it out of the mud, a story of being tough and gritty. This guy is going to fit right in. I don't know who will be covering the number 1 receiver week to week, because you think about Amik. Amik is going to go and be our nickel going into this season. But I guarantee come Minnesota week, he's going to be on Jay Jetta. He's going to be on Justin Jefferson. So week to week, maybe Terry and Arnold's on the number 1 receiver. Maybe it's DJ Reed, because DJ Reed's had a good matchup against some of these guys. So I don't know who's going to be covering the number 1 receiver week to week, because we have so much secondary versatility. But if I got to call one of them, CB1 going into the season, I got to go with the veteran. Now, actually, I'll talk about Terry when it comes this time. DJ Reed, what do I need to see be better? The penalties, man. The penalties. We gotta play a little bit of a cleaner game. I know that the Jets played a lot of man-to-man. The Detroit Lions have historically played a lot of man-to-man. You're going to have some penalties when you're playing man-to-man. Sometimes when you get got with a double move or you get beat off the line, sometimes you got to grab that guy. It's better to give up pass interference or a defensive holding rather than a touchdown. So I 100% get that. But if we could just clean up a few of those, other than that, man, I love his game.
I just need the refs to call it both ways. Well, that's all I need. I know those motherfuckers hear me in section 139 yelling at them, giving them a piece of my mind. Like, you know, throw a flag on us, throw a flag on them for holding too. It goes both ways. You kind of tipped your hand. Will, you're a terrible poker player. I already know where you're leading. Where's your cornerback 2?
Terry and Arnold. Terry and Arnold. And going into this season, what I expect 8-9 weeks of DJ Reed being CB1. And then I expect another 12 to 13 weeks, right, of Terry and Arnold being CB1. he made a bold statement saying that he wants to go down as the best cornerback in the league, best ever to play even. Man,
Good luck.
yeah.
That's going to be a tough shoes to fill.
Hey, I tell you what, I love where his mind is. I've watched him train in the offseason when he's posted videos, or the Lions have posted videos, or the DB guru that he goes out there and works with has posted some videos of Terry and Arnold too. I love his feet. I was kind of in the minority when I said that I didn't love his feet last season when I watched a few drills. I don't know. Some people said that maybe he wasn't going to, full throttle when he was doing those drills. Maybe he was just working on some things. I just didn't think that it looked explosive, and I didn't think that he changed direction good enough in those videos that I saw. It's the complete opposite from what I saw this offseason. His feet look magical. He's looking great. I expect him to take a step forward. It's all about finishing the rep. Okay, you're in a good position. Now I'm not going to get a PI. I'm going to finish this play, either breaking up the pass, intercepting the pass, like one of those two things. Last thing that he's got to add to his game, historically through college, he's not a guy who's gotten interceptions. Historically through the NFL thus far, he's not a guy who gets interceptions. Add some interceptions to your game, Terry and Arnold, and I'll be over the moon.
New nickname, Terry Twinkletoes. That's what we're going to start calling him because of how good his feet are.
I'm with it.
I don't need interceptions. Just get some big third down stops. I don't love interceptions as a stat for defensive backs. I think the first thing everyone looks at when you sign or you trade for a defensive back is, oh, how many interceptions did you have? I'd rather get a key stop on third down. It's the same thing. We're getting the ball back on the next play. I mean, it really doesn't affect me that much. But here's where we get into, I think, the heart and soul of the Detroit Lions defense, Will. Yeah. The safety position. Who do you want to start with?
It's well known who my favorite safety is in the world, and that's
Dan Jackson.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Brian Branch. We have our dog, one of our dogs, named after Brian Branch. The dude's just a freak, man. He can play nickel. I truly believe he can play corner in a pinch. He's a phenomenal safety. I'm expecting him to do special things. Kirby Joseph said something that really blew my mind about Brian Branch. He said, man, I feel like I'm a really good safety and I do some crazy stuff. But the stuff I see him doing at practice is just crazy. I've never seen nobody do stuff like this. I think that speaks volumes, and that tells you everything you need to know. Kirby Joseph is somebody that they're talking about as the best safety in the league. And he's saying that he's never seen nobody do the things that Brian Branch does at practice. Brian Branch is going to be special. We better pay him whatever he wants when the time comes. I'm expecting him to take another step forward. He was a plug and play guy. He was a guy who arrived in Detroit and was playing at a crazy level immediately. He wasn't even supposed to be getting on the field, willed his way onto the field. What does Brian Branch need to do better? He missed some tackles last season. Sometimes he launches his body into you in a violent way and expects you just to go down. This is the NFL. It isn't college or high school. These guys are getting paid large volumes of money to stay on their feet and go try to score touchdowns. That would be the only thing that I want to add to his game. Just the missed tackles here and there. It's not a problem. It's not something that he's missing a ton of tackles or anything like that. But there has been a few being at the games where I thought he should have got the guy down, and he didn't. Outside of that, absolute beast, absolute problem. And hopefully he's a problem for the next, 8 seasons, 10 seasons, whatever. Brian Branch, man, let's go crazy this year.
I think he's the most versatile Detroit Lions player we have. Like, you could play him at so many different positions. Free safety, strong safety, nickel, outside corner, special teams probably if you wanted to. I mean, he's just so versatile that I think his importance is underrated. And I'll say this, since we're just kind of talking Kirby and Brian Branch, since we know they're the two starting safeties without a doubt. How can I make their job easier? We have 2 elite safeties. How can I say, hey, you guys take all this money, pretty much rob the city of Detroit, because all I need to do, I need to shorten how long I have you covering guys. If I can get a good pass rush or an elite pass rush, our safeties are going to be just back there hanging out. Will, like if we get Hutch and Davenport and Ahmed Hassanin or whoever else is getting after the quarterback, we're not even going to have to talk about these two because they have the easiest job in all sports. They just sit back and cover a guy for 2 or 3 seconds and watch 97 and just say, hey guys, get after the quarterback. I'm back here, if you need me, but I'd rather not cover if I don't have to. So just go ahead and take care of business up front and make my job a lot easier. That's what I'd like to see.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I think it'll help us out tremendously, and I think we're going to get that this year.
Anything else you want to add on Kirby since you didn't do a full dive, but you mentioned him a little bit?
Kirby Joseph, man, bottom line is this. He's a freak. He's a ball hawk. Everybody knows that. He finds a way to get his hands on the football. He's a receiver back there. This is a guy who has historically been, he was a receiver in college. He's been an offensive player in high school. I think that he's an offensive player in a defensive player's body right now. I just need more of him ball hawking, if that's possible. What do I think that he needs to add to his game? Touchdowns. You got this ball in your hand. Let's go score some touchdowns. You're capable. Just like
he had a pick six last year.
I thought he got stopped at the 1.
Green Bay. Didn't he have a pick six against Green Bay?
I thought he got stopped at the 1 yard line or the 2 yard line or something. Maybe he did score. I don't know. But I need more. 1 isn't enough. How many interceptions you have? 6 interceptions or something, whatever. Like, listen, I need you get your hands on that football. I need touchdowns. I want touchdowns out of you. You're a receiver. You're not just a free safety. You're not one of these guys who historically just played defense. I'm not looking at Ryan Clark back there where I'm happy that you just got an interception. No, I want touchdowns out of both of those guys. If I'm being honest, I think Brian Branch and because Brian Branch had one that he should have scored on that I think he took it down inside of the 5 yard line as well. I need touchdowns from Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch. Forget just the interceptions now. Let's take this thing to the next level. I don't care if you guys are lateraling the football. That secondary is freaking athletic. I think about that Baltimore Ravens group. I think about when Deion Sanders was playing with the San Francisco 49ers and the Dallas Cowboys. Hey, if I got to lateral the ball to one of these guys to let them go score, so be it, man. Ed Reed was another one, man, that I need to see those touchdown plays. Ed Reed like plays, Deion Sanders type of plays from that group because I believe they're capable, Steve. Let's bring more excitement to it. We got a young DC who should be coming into this thing open-minded. Let's lateral this football and let's make it a priority for us, not just to get the turnover. Let's go score a touchdown off of the turnover. When I think of how freaking athletic that group is now with DJ Reed, with Terry and Arnold, with Brian Branch, with Kirby Joseph, with Meek Robertson, like with Rocky Sin, like with Ennis Rakestraw, who we haven't talked about. The days of somebody getting a paper cut and Kendall Vildor coming out are done. I just named 2 reserves that I'm okay with starting football games. If I got to look at Rocky Sin starting a football game, 0 issues. If I'm looking at Ennis Rakestraw, I don't really know yet, but my suspicion is I'm not going to have any issues because I'm expecting him to take a step forward. We have reserve secondary players. I've seen Dorsey out there, and I would be okay if he had to go out there for a week. We have 3-4 guys on our bench, Steve, that could go out and start football games. This roster is deep. I think we got one of the best rosters in football. Let's go score some touchdowns with this defense. If you want to be a top 5 defense, you got to score some touchdowns. You got to create some turnovers, but you got to score some touchdowns.
My man Kirby just can't get a little. He had 6 interceptions, and you want 6 touchdowns? Well, like he had 1 out of 6. I mean, that's like 18%. That's just not good enough for you.
No, it's not.
One guy trying to, maybe his blocks weren't set up. Maybe, maybe he didn't yell Oski when he caught the football. Well, like there's a lot of things that go into a pick 6.
I need 6 interceptions and 8 touchdowns because I want, when Brian Branch gets his interception, I want him to lateral it to Kirby and let Kirby go score on one of those too. Like I want touchdowns. I want the defense to be thinking touchdowns. I remember that Baltimore Ravens defense, man, when they were lateraling that football around, Ed Reed will get in his hands and he was trying to take it to the house, or they were trying to pitch it to somebody to get him to take it to the house. That's what I want to see out of this defense, man. Let's be just something that people fear every single week. You're thinking about Aiden Hutcherson and what he's going to do to your quarterback. Yeah, that speed to which the QB is trying to process because he knows the dogs are coming. It's going really, really fast. Now the boys are getting their hands on the ball, whether they're forcing fumbles, whether they're forcing this quarterback to get out a little bit early. We're getting some interceptions. Steve, I want to see touchdowns.
We haven't had a defensive touchdown in Ford Field in it's been a couple years. Like I know we've had some on the road. Brian Branch did have one again, or Kirby Joseph did had one against Green Bay. I looked it up, and Brian Branch had one as a rookie against Patrick Mahomes. I think we had like a couple sprinkle on the road. I need one at Ford Field. Will I've been trying to call for that for like 2 seasons, but we broke down the whole defense tonight, all the starters. We didn't even get into some backups, some depth pieces. Maybe we'll dive into that later. You got anything else for tonight, Will?
Nope, that's it, man. Just let me know what you're feeling, man. How you feel about the assessments? What did we miss? Is there players that maybe you think should have been in the starting list or starting lineup that we didn't talk about? Just leave it in the comments how you feel.
Stick around, hit that like button. We'll be back later with another show.